name a piece of technology that is more affordable, and I'll let you hit whatever affordable means to you, that you'd think every dentist should have in their office that maybe falls along the lines of a more affordable piece of technology.
That's easy. It's really easy. It's called Amazon.com. And there is so much there's different types of leverage. There's financial leverage. You put 20, 25% down on your house, the bank gives you the rest, you pay it off over 30 years, yada, yada, yada. So that's financial leverage. There is knowledge leverage, where you knowledge other people's experiences like yours to get you somewhere quicker. And that's ultimate leverage. And, there's lots of people in history that you can read books, on your Kindle. And readers are leaders, and leaders are readers. And you can learn, like some people put their recipe in this thing called a biography or an autobiography, like sort of how I built this. And they kind of tell you, but no, I want to figure this out on my own. Like I want to go through the minefield, and that's what I was alluding to earlier. Like I was saying, like, you can just save literally decades, with leveraging other people's experiences, other people's knowledge. And you can do that with books. You can do that with the right coach. So it's there, but like Warren Buffett said, if you got to put that knowledge to use. Otherwise, the richest people in the world would be librarians. So you can have all this access. You have all these books. But if you don't apply that and take massive, massive action, you're not going to move. You're not going to get any inertia to get the ball rolling. So I would say, that's if you can't afford that, you can go to the public library. And there, anybody can get a book, or at least in the U.S. But the books are free. You can go check out a book. Read. I remember it doesn't have anything to do with dentistry, but I remember reading Titan by Richard Chernow, and it's a thick book. But there was a time when Rockefeller saw an opportunity. He literally went to every single bank in town and said to the banks, I need all the money you will lend me. Give it, all of it. And that's one of the ways he built Standard Oil Company. And, I look at what's happening in our profession, in our field with the DSOs, and I kind of feel the same way. That's what they're doing. They read, Titan. They read, that. So things like that, you think like, what is that? What is, people, would think like, what does that have to do with dentistry? Like these patterns are there. You just have to recognize the patterns.
Well, I think one of the messages of the DSO interest, and let's face it, DSOs and private equity is keenly interested in dentistry today. And they are because it's such a brilliant profession. It's largely, if you do dentistry right, it's largely recession proof. It doesn't mean that some practices aren't affected, in a downturn, but it's largely recession proof. It's something that people need in good times and bad times. And dentistry is a darling in the private equity community because where else can they park their money and get such a handsome rate of return that they get from their DSO? So I hope everybody feels like that's saying something about our profession. That's saying something about how cool of a choice it was to be in the profession that we're in.